Good morning, beautiful people. I hope you're having a great day. Hope your weekend went well and everything else. I'm gonna try to make sure this camera don't shake as much as I hope it won't as I'm driving. But I want to talk to you today about something that just goes undiscussed. And it's really deep because a lot of people are stuck in this kind of relationship, but you can't say that you're in this kind of relationship to the person you're with. But oftentimes, something that started off as sexy and smooth and good and loving, and you just saw yourself being with this person forever and just loving on them and everything else, and now it's turned into this quote-unquote love-hate relationship. Okay? Love-hate relationship. And what's strange about a love-hate relationship is because deep down you can actually love the person, but at the same time you hate them. You can't stand being around them. But then if they're not around, you want to be around them. But then when they're gone, you happy they're gone, but then you still missing them. And so it creates a chaotic thought pattern in your head. Because on one hand, I love you as a person. But on the other hand, I can't stand being around you. God, I can't. Oh, you just irritate the life out of me. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? If you know somebody who's in this kind of relationship, get them on. You chances are you've been telling them this, trying to help them out, but they ain't getting it. So get them on. Let me talk to them for a minute. So here's the strange thing about a love-hate relationship. The thing that is strange about it is because your heart, not theirs necessarily, it could be both people, but it's your heart that's in conflict over what to do about this person. Because on one hand, one part of your heart is saying, I absolutely do love this person. I want them. I love them. I this and that. But then when you start tallying up why you love them, when you start adding up why I want to be with them, there's a conflict because the list comes up short. That's the best way to say it. The list comes up short. I don't like the way you smell. Your breath is bad. You irritate me. You keep leaving the toilet seat up. You hurt my feelings. You rude. You this, you that. And you just go down this laundry list of things that irritate the life out of you. And it seems, and here's where the erosion comes in. Because in the beginning, I loved you deep. And I told you about these things that is offending me. And yet you did nothing to change it. You still remained exactly the same. And so it weighs on my love for you because now I love you, but I don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me be very clear about a love-hate relationship. One of the things you have to know about avoiding a love-hate relationship, I with my wife, I'd rather that she like me than to just say she loves me. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? This is going to hit you hard, but it's the truth. I want my wife to like me more than she loves me. Because you know what? There's a lot of people who I love, but I just don't want to be around them at all. Do you hear what I'm saying? Why? Because I don't like you like that. I love you enough. Watch this. I love you enough to make sure that God takes care of you and make sure that you're safe and make sure that you got, you okay. But as far as being in my world, I'm cool. I don't want you nearby me. I don't want to be bothered with you like that. I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? Because I love you, and this could be like a relative kind of love, or whatever. I love you, but I don't like you like that. And so because of that, it creates a distance that I'm comfortable with. Because, yeah, I love you. I love you enough to care, but not enough to be in a relationship with you of any sort. So for my wife and I would far more prefer that she likes me than she loves me. Why? Because if we ever fall into this love-hate relationship, it is a hard trap to get out of. Hear me good on this one. Why is it so hard to turn your heart back around? Because let me explain what I mean by that. Because when you first get into a relationship, you're in a love-like relationship. It means I not only love you and wish the best for you, but I like being around you. See, that's beautiful. Oh, that's a gorgeous relationship. But over time and the irritations and stuff like that, it's kind of like, let me give you an example. Which is stronger, water or a rock? I'm gonna go somewhere with this. I want to perk you guys thinking, and I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera. I'm driving. I want you to think about this for a minute. Which one is stronger, Water or a rock? And you would say, well, of course a rock is. No, loved one. No, loved one. Because if you ever are in nature, you will notice that I don't care what kind of rock it is, majority of rocks over time get worn down by an excessive amount of water running over it. And what it does is called erosion, okay? Erosion. Why am I bringing this up? Because that's what happened to your heart in this relationship. Oh, I love you like a rock. I'm strong. I'm there for you. I'm a ride or die chick. I'm this and that. I'm there. But over time, their irritations and the things that they disregarded, their disrespectful ways, there are things that you brought up to them and they just kept on eroding at you. And over time, that strong rock, I'm your ride or die chick, it's me or you forever, it begins to erode. Because of their behavioral patterns didn't show the same reflection of intense love like yours did. When they said to you, hey, I don't like this, it's irritating, you stopped. But when you tell them that they're irritating you, they kept on going. It creates an erosion in your heart. You was the ride or die chick. You was the rock, but the water erodes. So which one is stronger, water or rock? Water, because the water over time has the ability to erode a rock. Irritations over time has the ability to erode your love for a person. And what you find is over time, my heart, I love you like a friend, not like a lover no more. I want you to be okay, but I don't want you close to me. I hope this is making sense to somebody. And this is why, for the person, if you are the person and you have this behavioral pattern that your partner has told you to stop doing, and you keep on doing it anyway, you're asking to fall into this situation to where their heart is going to be in the friend zone towards you. I want you to be okay, but I don't want you around me. Come on now. Because see, sometimes we think about the other person all the time, never considering the fact that your behavior could also be causing an erosion. Some people don't like the truth, but the truth shall what? Set you free. This is a good message today, Jesus. Let's keep going with it though, because we're not done. So here's what happens. It's a very dangerous situation to be in when your heart flips from being in the love-like relationship into a love, I hope you're blessed and okay kind of situation. Because what happens is the person, when they finally wake up out of their stupor, okay, and we're going to call it that. When they finally wake up out of their stupor and they figure out, oh, this is what you meant 2 years later. Oh, this is what you meant. Okay, I'm going to work on it. Let's go to counseling. Let's just work on our marriage. Let's just work on this. Don't leave me, girl. Don't leave me, boy. Don't leave me. And now they whine and wanting to keep you around. But the problem is my heart has been eroded. And how do I get back the erosion that you have done to me? That's a very dangerous situation. And there's a lot of people in that situation today. They're perplexed because I see that the person is finally making an effort to want to change after all this time. But I don't feel the same way about them like I used to. So I have this love-hate relationship. I can't stand you because why didn't you do this a long time ago when my heart was really involved with you? You waited right good until my heart said, let's go hit the exit door, and now you want to put in a change. So I love you, but I'm perplexed to whether to stay in this relationship. I don't know what to do because I don't feel the same way about you. God, it's kind of like my heart is like a dead battery. You drained me. I had a lot of juice in my battery for you, but now it's empty. How do I revitalize a dead battery? Anybody ever had, come on now. Some people don't know. I know they don't like this conversation, but it's the truth. Because this is a heart matter here that we're talking about. This is a heart matter. And so you have to ask the question, listen, have you ever been in a situation where you went to your car like normal and you stuck the key in like normal, or you got the push button start the ignition and you push the car button to get it started, or you turn the key and nothing happened? Nothing. That's kind of like the person coming back just assuming that everything is fine. And that's what's bad about it, because they don't even see it. You struggling, But you didn't say nothing to him because it's a silent assassin attacking your heart towards how you feel about this person. It's a silent assassin. So you don't say nothing to the person, but you're dealing with this quiet erosion towards the person, but you never said nothing to them. So they're thinking everything is still copacetic. Everything is cool. Ain't nothing strange. Everything good. You coming home, I'm coming home. I hug you, I hug you. You say I love you before I walked out the door. I say I love you before I walked out the door. Everything is exactly the same on the surface. That's what make it bad. So it's just like coming to a car. The car looks exactly the same. Nothing looks different. You got the same key, same car, got gas in it. You go into the car and the person, you're the car actually, the one with the broken heart. You're the car. So the person comes with their key. They open the door. They climb into your car, you, which is your heart, and they turn the key and suddenly one day there's no spark. And they say, what's wrong? And you're like, nothing. You know, because when the car battery is dead, the car don't say nothing to you. It's like, no, nothing. That's what make it bad, because you had an appointment. You thought you was going somewhere with them, and the car just wouldn't start. That's kind of like the person you're with. Their heart just won't start no more. And you're like, well, what happened? How do we jumpstart it? Well, let's go to counseling. Let's go here. Let's go. Now they're trying to figure out how to jumpstart your heart. But you don't want it even started. That's the problem. I don't want to, God, I don't want my heart started for this person no more. Because I put so much into them. I've already done so much for them. And they disregarded everything that I tried to do for them. And they saw it as nothing. Lord, how do I jumpstart my heart? How do I get that juice back for them? I see that they're making an effort, but now I don't have no energy. See, one of the things that's strange about relationships, and this is what I want to try to make sure to avoid in mine, okay? Let me tell you this. This is something here. For some strange reason, and it's a lack of appreciation on one or the other's part, and it makes absolutely zero sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is why? In relationships, people don't put in 100% effort all the time. It's usually in relationships, one person is putting in full effort and then they feel drained. Then when they feel drained and they don't feel like going no more, now the other person kicks in and want to try to put in some effort. Then when they put in some effort and you come back, now you don't want to put in the effort, and it just goes flip-flop back and forth. And you're draining each other. You're draining each other. And it makes no sense. Why did you not both put in 100%? Listen, let me give it to you a better way. Because some of you guys falling into this dumb, I almost want to say a word, Jesus. Thank you for holding my tongue, Jesus. Let me say it like this. Some of you guys are falling into this foolery. This is why common sayings, I try to avoid living them. Because when you really think about them, they're just dumb as hell. Okay? They're just dumb. So you got a lot of people in these kind of relationships called a 50-50 relationship. I put in my half, you put in your half. What if I can't put in a half today? Then that means it creates an imbalance, because now somebody got to compensate. 100 got to be 100. You hear me? So if I'm putting in 50%, you putting in 50%. Somehow, some way, something happened, you can't put in your 50, so now I got to carry the 60% while you carrying the 40. Somehow it becomes lopsided. I don't believe in 50-50 relationships, period. I do not agree with 50-50s. Here's what I agree with. I agree with 100-100. Here's the reason why. Watch this math. This is beautiful. And this will help keep you out of this love-hate relationship zone. I do not want to be in a love-hate relationship with my wife. That's one thing I do not want to be in. Let me explain, okay? Stick with me just a few more minutes, we'll be done. I want to help some people, because this is the quiet frustration that you're living with. You love the person, but you hate them. You love the person, but you're ready to leave out the door today. And what should you do about that? We'll get to that before we go. But let me help you with this. For me, my math equation is 100-100, not 50-50, 100-100. 50-50 is for business deals. Okay, with contracts, meaning that I already have a strategy to exit out the door if you don't come to the table with yours. But for me, 100-100. Let me explain why this is so important. Remember the equation. Follow me on this, because I promise you this is going to bless your soul. When you're dealing with a 50-50, it equals 100. That means realistically, somebody is in that relationship with only giving half the effort. with half of their foot outside the door just in case this don't work out, then, you know, because I done been in too many relationships and I'm just, you know, so they coming in with half the effort. So now you putting in more to keep this person when you feel within your heart that they already got half the foot out the door when they first started with you. You shouldn't have went into that relationship, just being honest. But let me keep it moving, okay? Watch this. For me, I want 100. Why? Because what equals a whole 100 does, right? So if I'm giving 100 and Nancy's giving 100, 100 plus 100, don't they equal 200? Right? Okay, watch this math. This is cute. This is cute. 100 plus 100 equals 200. So now if one day Nancy can only provide 75% and I'm still giving 100, aren't we still well above the 100 mark? Yes, we're still at 175. See, we're in the safe zone. Because why? I'm giving everything I got. She's giving everything she got. Now, maybe every day, you know, every day ain't going to be 100. Sometimes you got a little imbalance. But at least we still got plenty enough to avoid being in the love-hate relationship zone. Why? Because she sees that I'm already respecting her. I'm giving her everything I got because I respect what she's trying to do for me. She says thank you to me. By the way, this is a little smooth one to get you out of that love-hate relationship situation. One of the biggest things that I have noticed in relationships that can easily thrust a relationship into the love-hate relationship zone is a simple thing called thank you. You know how many couples I've talked to, and when I ask them how many times y'all say thank you to each other, they can't give me a number? Did y'all hear what I said? Did y'all hear what I said? So what happens is, to thrust that relationship into a love-hate relationship zone, what often happens is one person is feeling unappreciated and neglected. Unappreciation will quickly put that person into a love-hate relationship with you. Why? Because they feel like I'm doing all this and you don't even appreciate what I do. Are you hearing what I'm saying, sir? Are you hearing what I'm saying, ma'am? Okay? And so therefore you end up in a love-hate relationship with a person, and here's the flaw about it, because it's normal for you to just come home and see them and you think nothing is wrong, and meanwhile they struggling whether I love this person but I can't stand them. I love them but they don't appreciate nothing I do. So you're creating resentment and bitterness in that person's heart who you think it's okay with you. God, it's so deceptive. It's destructive and deceptive. It's destructive and deceptive simply because you don't come home and say, thank you, dear. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you, husband. Thank you for working. Thank you for providing for the bills. Thank you, wife, for cooking me a meal. Thank you, honey, for washing my clothes. Thank you, honey, for fixing honey, your eyebrows look beautiful. Did you go get your eyebrows done? Girl, they look sexy. Don't let another man tell your woman that first. See, it's unappreciation that creates the love-hate relationship. I'm trying my best to keep and do my effort. I want to make sure that when my wife wakes up, all I can do, I can't make her have a good day, but I can do my part to make sure, I can try to make sure that when she comes in my presence, that I make her feel like she's a princess or a queen. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I can do my best to do my part to let her know that I appreciate everything she does. Why? Because I don't want to fall into this love-hate zone. Let me explain one more reason why I'm saying this. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Okay? This is critical. This is critical. And I bless whoever tuned in this morning, early this morning, because maybe you needed to hear this. You in the this love-hate relationship could be with your child too. Did you know that? It can be with your mom. It can be with your dad. It can be with any person who you're connected to closely. You love them, but you can't stand them. So don't think it's all about just the relationship with a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be with your siblings, your mama, your daddy. It could be, because some of your daddies and your mamas was no good to you. And you love them, but you hate them. You see what I'm saying? They took you for granted. They just did not consider how you felt when they did you the way they did you. It goes across the gamut. Why? Because it's a lack of appreciation for me as a person, and now my heart has eroded just like that rock. And how can you rebuild a rock? Once that rock is eroded, it seems to be done and over with, right? No, not necessarily, and we'll get to that before we go. But let me tell you this. Y'all gonna hear me good on this, because I'm sharing something personal to help you really get what I'm saying. During my first marriage, everybody and their mama knew I loved that woman. Everybody in that mama knew I loved my wife. Oh my God. Oh, I was just a proud husband. Oh my God. I was just a proud husband. Ooh, I love my wife. Everybody knew that. Ooh my God. Oh, he was just strutting around with his wife. He loved his wife. He loved his wife. Oh, I love my wife. I did. But then something happened. And now looking back on it, I got forgiveness in my heart and this and that for certain things, you know. But at the time, let me tell you what happened. When she departed for that first time for 3 months and left, with me not knowing where she went to or what she did and this and that, and I'm still here, you know, taking care of the children and everything else. I don't know where the heck she went. I longed for her. Oh God, I longed for her, especially because I didn't know where you went to. We've been together 27 years. It was 26 years at that point. 26 years with this person. Oh my God, what happened? Oh God, what is going on? Oh, and when she finally showed back up after the first 3 months, guess what? Oh my God, I was hurt. Hear me good. I was hurt beyond words as a man. I can't tell you. I don't wish this kind of pain on nobody, including people who betrayed me. I don't wish this pain on nobody because it's painful. To know that a person who you've loved for 26 years, they just suddenly decided, well, I don't want to be here no more, and left you without even a clue, and left you with the responsibilities. That was a painful mess. Oh God, I'm telling you, that's painful. But when she came back that first time, I didn't care. I was just so happy that she was back. I wanted to do everything possible. Just what's going, you know what? Let's go to do that. Let's go to counseling. Let's do this. Let's do that. I went through that. Went to 2 counselors. I was willing to go to 10 of them if necessary. I just wanted her back. Oh, that was all I knew. Because we have been together ever since we were teenagers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? See, some of this stuff when I'm talking to you, yes, I have studied relationships and read books and all that stuff for years. I'm a certified life coach and all that stuff, but some of this stuff you can't put in a book. You have to have went through it to understand the depths of a broken heart. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Those with an eroded soul. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? This ain't no textbook stuff. This is real. So let me tell you, let's go further. Come on now, because I'm running out of time. So when she came back, oh yeah, we went to 2 counselors and this and that, and oh man, I just wanted my marriage back. Oh, I just was. But then what happened was she did it again. She departed and left for another 3 months. So out of 2012 to this day, I don't know where she went to or what she was doing. 2012 was a terrible year for me. Terrible. Look, man, I said terrible. It was a terrible year for me because she left again. But watch what happened to my heart. Watch what happened to my heart. What happened to my heart said, I can't take this no more. You've eroded me. You've eroded me. And so when the opportunity came again for us to have a talk about possibly working it out, I had no desire. None. Why? Because you stepped on my heart in a way that no human being should have to go through, especially after 26 years. And so for me to have went through that level of pain with you, not once, but twice, I'm done. And there was a lot of people who said, nah, he ain't done. He really ain't done. I mean, they've been together for, and see, that's what people say. And that's why the person's taking you for granted because they just like, oh, we've been together for so long. It's all good. See, you can't do a person like that because it doesn't matter how long you've been together. You never underappreciate a person who's been there for you, loved one, and then expect that they're going to continue to just let your foolery happen. And now you getting mad because they shutting you out slowly. No, you should not have done what you did, foolish one. You never take a person for granted. So what happened is, no. People assume, they say for sure, no, he gonna go back to her. He gonna go back to her because I know he loved her deep. I've never seen a man love that woman like he loved that woman. I mean, I loved her to the point I was buying her clothes for her and her fashions and everything else. Because, oh, I did her hair. That's how I learned to do hair, by the way. I know how to do hair. I know how to do sew-ins, perms, weaves, and everything else. Why? Because I did her hair. I wanted to make sure that it was cute just the way we liked it. I'm telling you, just loved her to her soul, to the tips of her toenails. I loved that woman at that time. You hear what I'm saying? But when you took me for granted and you did what you did to me, it eroded my soul. And I said, no more. And I moved on. And then when I moved on, People got mad because I got moved on so quickly. So listen, what happened is you had your chance to love me. You had your chance to treat me right. You chose to erode my soul. And I will not remain in that situation. So here's what happened as far as this love-hate situation, because I had to deal with it. On one hand, I love you beyond words. But on the other hand, I hate you for what you did to me. So the equilibrium came out to where it was saying, myself, I love you enough that God bless her, keep her safe and whatever else. But as far as holding your hand, I don't want to touch your hand no more. I don't even want you kissing my cheek. And God forbid I put my lips on your cheek. I don't even want to kiss your cheek anymore. After 20s, it was going on now, 27 years. Nope, I don't even want to kiss your cheek. I'll shake your hand as a friend. But as far as even touching you in any way of intimacy, no, because you've eroded my soul, loved one. That's what it feels like to be in a love-hate relationship. I love you enough that God will keep you safe and protected and warm. Keep you from all hurt and danger, Jesus. See, I can pray a friend prayer for you. But as far as you being close to me, no. Why? Because not only did you erode my feelings for you, but you eroded my trust for you. A lot of people are dealing with this who are in a relationship where a person cheated on you. I don't know who you are, but this one just popped in my head too. Somebody cheated on you, and so you're struggling with this love-hate situation, and you don't know what to do. Because on one hand, you still love them, but on the other hand, because they betrayed your trust and misdid you the way they did, there's an erosion inside your chest that you're struggling with to figure out, God, what should I do? Let me tell you this. I am not the person to say yes or no, because let me be honest with you. There are situations where you can recoup that situation. But I'll tell you this. One of the things why I could not emphatically make sure to take her back is because even when she came back, watch this, her behavioral patterns didn't really change as far as her personality and willingness to really put in 100% effort. This is why I said 100 is my equation, not 50-50. So to see that she was not willing to put in 100% to get this thing back on track, and you keep doing what you're doing, I'd rather just let you have your freedom than to keep trying to force a situation that it seems like you don't want to be in. I'm okay with that. Let's move on. I'll deal with the pain and everything else, but I can't do it because I don't see the real effort being put back in. So let me say why I'm saying that to you, because each situation is different. So if you're in a love-hate relationship and you're praying, God, what should I do? Especially if you're married, let me tell you what you want to do. You want to ask God for wisdom, because if the person is really repentive, and I really wish it was like that, if the person is repentive and they're trying their best to really show you that they're for real, yes, it's going to take time for them to prove themselves. But if they're showing that they're really 100% trying to do what they need to do, then okay, pray about it. And there may be some room for consideration and healing. I'll never forget, and this is as a man, man, I mean, I seen my partner, man, my boy, bro, sis, listen, I never forget one of my good friends, his wife cheated on him. And to a man, that is one of the most crucifixion type of things you can ever do to a man, is to cheat on him. Okay. And I remember my friend, man, that dude, he broke down like a fraction. You hear what I'm saying? Because his woman stepped out on him. But I never forget, he loved her so much that they was able to fix it and get things back on track. He had a love-hate relationship with her, but she turned around and she repented, and she showed real effort to work this thing out. And because of that, this is about, I say, going on 15 years later now. And my God, they just look like loving teenagers. They're an older couple, but they look like loving teenagers. I mean, they just all over the place. They just love each other because they got out of the 50-50 zone and got into 100-100. 100%, I'm gonna do this and that, and 100% I'm gonna do this and that. One of the things he said, you know what? I need to repent myself because what I did wrong. He said, I was working so hard to provide for them until I wasn't spending quality time with her. And then she repented of what she did. And now, because they both, notice what happened. They both humbled themselves and said, okay, let's hit the reset button and let's try again. Let's get out of the love-hate situation and really talk about this, because in love-hate relationships, there's a lot of silence on the person who has the love-hate. They don't communicate what's really in their heart. So a lot of stuff goes by. A lot of contemplation is going on in that person's mind, but they never voice it out of their mouth. You hear what I'm saying? And that makes it worse. So what happens is this. They both sat down, they talked about it, and they got the necessary healing in place. And years later, you cannot tell that anything ever happened to them too. Much different from my situation where I wanted to put in the effort, 100% effort, and the other person was just like, you know, whatever. And then when I filed for divorce, they're going to ask me, well, what you filing for divorce for? What the devil? See, that was different. That was different. Because you're not willing to put in effort, but you wondering why I'm tired. I'm exhausted. You've exhausted your limit with me. You have eroded me. And you still don't see it. See, that's a different situation than a person who says, I see my mistakes. Here's what we can do to work on it. I'm going to put in 100% effort. You put in 100% effort, and we can work this thing out. See, it's different. So a lot of you guys are stuck in a relationship, and I understand why you're in a love-hate relationship. You love the person dearly, but they keep abusing the privilege of being with you. See, for me, and I'll say this and we're done. For me, I literally think I'm in a privileged situation with your sister Nancy. I really do. I don't take it for granted. I really think that God has given me the privilege and the honor of being in a relationship with her. And let alone not just being her close friend, but she's actually my wife. You get what I'm saying? So that's the way I choose to look at it. Now you say, man, you're going too far. See, sir, that's why you don't go far enough. Because you just assume, well, you know, I can have anybody I want. I ain't that. See, that's why you're eroding her. Because, ma'am, you're eroding him. See, I can get any man I want. Okay, then you're going to end up with any other man that you really don't want. Because the one that you're with, you're not showing them how much you appreciate being with them. You're not honoring them as a gift from God, because you just assume it's all good. No matter what I do, they're going to love me. I can Let me say this to y'all women too. Lord, you telling me to say it. You're responsible. If they check out and cuss me out, Lord, you're responsible for that, okay? I'm just going to say it. Ladies, let me help you with some foolery that I see all the doggone time. Because we always talk about the guys messing up. But ladies, let me tell you where you guys, it's like an infection in you guys. Not all women, but majority of them that I hear talk. Sometimes I just hear women talk. I don't say nothing, ain't my business. They don't have to know who I am. That's why I like that I ain't popular like that. I can sit somewhere and nobody even knows who I am, but then I can learn. I can listen to a group of women talk. All of them single. Or a few of them single, and then some of them, they don't realize they're about to be single. Oh, jeez, I ain't supposed to say that. Scratch that from the camera. But they don't know. They don't know they're about to be single. Let me tell you what y'all do wrong. What you do is, yeah, girl, I got my man in check. Yeah, that's right. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. I told y'all I posted up something because I copied it from somebody else, and I thought it was the wisest thing. They said, happy wife, happy life. Is that really true? No. Let me tell you, ladies, how you eroding your man. And I'm well over time. I got to go. Let me tell y'all this real quick. In the Bible, something strange. And it's always perplexed me why the Bible said this. In the Bible, it says to the husband, not to the wife, to the husband. It says to the husband, and be not bitter against your wife. It never said to the wife. The Bible said to the wife, respect your husband. But to the husband, it said, be not bitter against your wife. Now that I'm into the relationship arena, and I have to study this stuff, I said, how powerful was the Bible thousands of years ago? It was smart. Because here's what y'all women don't realize. While you sitting up there, yeah, I run this house. Yeah, I run them. I got my man in check. And while you got this talking with your finger in his face and this and that, you don't realize that the Bible is holding so much truth. Because when we talk about love-hate relationships and we're talking about having a resentful heart, it's your man who's feeling that way. And you don't even know it because he don't say nothing to you. Why? Because he know if he even tells you what you're doing to erode his heart, you're going to talk to him with his finger. Well, you know what? You know what? You know you can go if you... And then when he does leave, you go crying to your girlfriends talking about how bad of a man he was because you refuse to humble yourself and say, you know what? I'm not showing my man appreciation. Why am I pointing my finger and talking like this in his face? Why am I always cussing him out? Why? See, you are just assuming that nobody else gonna want him, and I can go do this and I can do me. I can do that. And while you're doing all this, he's hating you. I can't tell you how many men hate their wives. I know you don't want to hear this, but I know I talk about the guys a lot. But ladies, today, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna be a few minutes late, but I gotta share this because God telling me to. He put on my heart to share with you ladies. This end part may save your marriage. While you sitting up there complaining about your man, and you sitting up there taking him for granted, and you sitting up there happy life, happy wife, and happy, mama ain't happy, nobody happy. I'll never forget that post said, no, scratch out happy wife, happy life. Why does one person have to be happy first and then everybody else is okay? They scratched it out and said, no, happy spouse, happy house, which is how me and Nancy runs ours. We both need to be happy. We both need to put in 100%. It's my responsibility to make sure that she's happy to the best of my ability, and she does a phenomenal job of putting in effort. She tells me thank you at least 10 times a day. Do you know how that feels as a man? I got a friend who I'm about to meet in here. Never forget. Oh my God, that brother went through a breakdown so bad. It was so bad. But I'll never forget something he said, and it broke my heart to hear it. And ladies, you need to hear this, because maybe this is where you need to be fixing. You always want somebody to tell you about your man, how bad he is, and nobody's telling you to change you. I'll never forget this man, and I'm finna go in here and meet him. This man said, he said, man, I would have ran through a brick building for her if she simply would have just told me one time that she appreciated my effort. He said she never told me thank you for nothing I did. And now that they're divorced, she's still calling him, talking about, I need money, I need this, I need that. And he don't even have to because it's not in the court order, but he's still supporting her. But he said, if she would have just simply said thank you and shown me that she appreciated my effort. Out of all that she did, she even cheated on him. That hurt him. But the biggest thing that hurt that man is because she never told him thank you for his efforts. She took him for quote unquote granted. And it caused an erosion, a love-hate relationship. I love you, but I don't want to be with you no more. Especially when I see no end to this. Are you hearing what I'm saying? To reverse a love-hate relationship, if you can see an end to it, meaning the person is starting to repent, they're waking up, they're willing to put in the effort and change their behavior, then you have something. But when you're in a relationship and you see no end to this, you see no end to the erosion of the pain that they're causing in your heart, that's where you're in danger, loved one. Love-hate relationships is deep. They're deep and avoidable. That's the whole point. They're avoidable and simple. Show appreciation. Today, and I'll close with this, I gotta go. I'm gonna give y'all a homework assignment. Okay? And maybe it ain't for you. Maybe it's a friend or a family member who you know needed this information. I beg you, please share this video with them. Please share this video with them. And if you need to fast forward it to this point only, do so. To reverse a bad relationship, do you know it ain't complicated? It really ain't. You don't need a whole bunch of counseling and this and that. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not a big fan. And I know we got pastors who tune into me and this and that. Nothing personal. But maybe you need to hear what I'm about to say. One of the reasons why that's why I don't do a lot of counseling with people. They want to contact me. Well, let's talk about doing counseling. I'm not a fan of it. I'm going to tell you why. Because when counseling comes into play, each party wants you to agree with them and make the other person see where they've been wrong. See, you wrong. See, and they did this to me. And counselor, do you see what they did to me? And you want the counselor to feel bad and tell their person, see, well, John, you know, you made her feel bad, John. And now John feels like, okay, I came to counseling to get equilibrium to kind of see how we can work it out. But it's like both of y'all ganging up on me. So then the people walk out of counseling. It happens all the time. People walk out of counseling because they feel like you ganging up on me, right? Or she feels like you don't understand me as a counselor. So both of y'all against me. And you're looking for a referee when you don't need none of that. None. Here's what you need. Here's what you need. Save your money. Benny, I got an idea. I just came back from Brazil. I want to go on another trip. So instead of paying your counselor, send me your money, okay? Send it to me, okay? theconflictsoflife@gmail.com. Send me the money, okay? Because I'm going to give you some. Send me the money. I want to go on vacation. I want to take Nancy somewhere. Here's the truth. Save your money from the counselors. Here's what you need to do. Today, I want you to go back to your spouse when this is over. I don't care if they're at work. I don't care. That's even better if they're not near you. I want you to send them a text message if they're not near you. Out of the blue, and just say, you know what? I love you and I appreciate everything you do. That's it. Don't say nothing else. Shut your mouth. Don't talk. That's probably why you've eroded your love points with them, because you talk too much and you're rude. Okay? And you bossy. Okay? Controlling. I can't tell you how many women, they always talk about a controlling man, but they don't even realize you're just as controlling. Okay? Here's what you do. And I'm not saying it can go both ways, don't get me wrong, but sisters, y'all my sisters, I got to tell you the truth. Some of y'all, you're very controlling. Okay? Very controlling, which is why the Bible said to the man only, be not bitter against your wife. Okay? He holds secret bitterness, won't say nothing to you, and then one day he just packs up and leaves. Why you leaving? What you leaving for? What you leaving for? Girl, you eroded that man. He had enough. Watch this. Shut your mouth. Talk a whole lot less. And what you do is you show appreciation. Send that man a text message right away as soon as this is done, and you say, honey, I love you and I appreciate everything you do. And don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. And see, I ain't gonna say your names on here, but sis, I'm seeing these comments. Thank you for being honest. Because again, until you're honest with yourself, nothing's going to get better. See, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. I ain't gonna say the name, but thank you for your honesty. Because now your healing can take place in this. I told you guys, I'm going to save you a lot of money from going to counseling, because it doesn't work. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't work for many people. Because they're not there to really get the healing they need. They're there to get a referee. You paying to get a referee. And when that don't work, you go to a judge called divorce court. And that judge becomes the referee. And then when you look back, you say, man, we should really have never been divorced, because we love each other. You loved each other, but you was looking for a referee, not for healing. And healing doesn't mean it starts with the person doing something to you. It starts with you doing something for them. Give them the emotional oxygen they need. And for men, emotional oxygen is being told that you appreciate my efforts. Being told that you appreciate what I'm trying to do. That's what they need. For a man, don't you sit there and let her eyebrows be done and you never even told her, honey, your eyebrows look beautiful. You know what? Here's the deal. When Nancy come in that house, there is very little that I do not notice. She may wear a shirt that she bought 3 weeks ago. And for me, the first thing I say, baby, that's a new shirt you got? That sure look good on you. See, I don't come at her like, you done spent some money, huh? You done sat there. I don't care how much money you spend on your clothes, baby, as long as you just look beautiful. Oh, that's a gorgeous shirt. And she say, you don't miss nothing, do you? Oh, no, I don't, boo. See, I pay attention. And I thank you, babe. Babe, I love you so much. Babe, thank you for, you know what I told my wife 2 or 3 times yesterday? I told my wife yesterday 2 or 3 times yesterday. I said, babe, thank you for marrying me. We've been married for years. But I still got gratefulness in my heart, because she could have been on any man's arm. But she chose to be with me. And to this day, she chose, because it's a daily choice to be faithful in a relationship. She chose to still remain faithful to me. So I tell her, thank you for that. See, I don't want to hit into this love-hate zone, because it's hard to get out of it when you're into it. But it's easy not to get into it by just showing appreciation. So for some of you guys, just text the person today and say, you know what, I love you and I appreciate you. And don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. Don't elaborate on it. Leave them guessing why you said it. When they come home, just give them a hug. Just run up to them and give them a big hug. But don't you say a word. Now, what's going to happen is that person who has this love-hate situation towards you, and how do you know, ladies, whether he has love-hate towards you? Let me be honest. I'm well over my time talking to y'all. Y'all got me 15 minutes late dealing with y'all, but I got to do what God tells me to do. Let me tell you, a lot of y'all women, I get this all the time. Well, my husband, he just don't talk. Danger, danger, danger. He ain't talking to you, but I promise you, he's talking to somebody. Oh, he is. He's having a conversation with somebody. It just ain't you. That's a sign. That's a sign of disconnection. So if he ain't talking to you, who is he talking to? And don't come in his face talking about, well, I was listening to the conflicts of life, and he said that if you ain't talking to me, you must be talking to somebody, so that means you must be cheating on me. There you go. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. There you go again. Shut up. Your mouth. That's why this man don't want to talk to you. Every time he got something to say, you cutting him off before he can finish a sentence. No wonder he don't want to talk to you. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Let the man talk. Be a good listener. Humble yourself. You ain't always got to control the conversation. You ain't always got to control the situation. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. This is your third or fourth relationship, and you still trying to figure out why you can't keep a man. Hell, shut up! Shut up! Just shut up! And stop hanging around your girlfriends who keep telling you to keep running your mouth. Shut up. Humble yourself. Golly, the man can't finish a sentence before you cutting him off, telling him, you wrong, you wrong, you wrong. Why is he wrong? The man can't have an opinion except the one that you give him. You hear what I'm saying, loved one? I know y'all my sisters, so I know I can say things. Now, guys, if you tuned in, don't you dare tell your wife this. See, I'm her brother, so they can receive it a little bit better from me. So what you do is you go back to her and you say, baby, I appreciate you and I love you. Don't say nothing else to her. Let me do all the messy talk. I'm good at it, okay? Because they know I love them. I'm their brother. So here's what you do. And I'm done. I got to go. 17 minutes late. Fooling with y'all. Jesus. But this was necessary. I'm going to save some marriage today. I don't know whose it is, but I feel like my few minutes of being late with the group I meet with is worth saving a marriage out there. Somebody's in a lot of pain. I'm laughing and I'm goofing off, but somebody's in a lot of pain today. And you tuned in. God had you to tune into this because you needed to know how to get out of this love-hate situation. It's very painful. And I told you guys, I had to go through it with a 27-year marriage. And to this day, I love the person, but ain't no way possible I want to be with them. Ever. Ever. I'm good. Because they never put in the full effort to say, okay, I'm repenting for what I did to you. And if you want to get out of this love-hate situation, there got to be some conversation and repentance. Not conversation as far as yelling and blaming, but conversation as far as accepting responsibility and apologizing for not showing appreciation for what the other person brought to the table. Because while you're saying that they ain't bringing enough, somebody else is thinking they're bringing a whole bunch, and they're waiting for you to walk out the door and leave so they can take up what you consider not all that special. Because when you do not appreciate a person, just because you didn't appreciate their value didn't mean that somebody else won't. Are you hearing what I'm saying, loved one? Are you hearing what I'm saying? And you're going to realize when you see them on somebody else's arm that, dang it, I made a mistake. Yeah, you did. Why? Because you know what? Here's the thing. The Bible talks about where God says, because you rejected knowledge, I must reject you also. And not also do I reject you, but I shall reject your children. What did the Bible mean? Here's what it actually meant. It meant when I was trying to give you some truth, you refused to receive it. And because you remain ignorant out of choice, now I can't help you. And then you're going to pass on your dumb ignorance to your children by them seeing the example of your stubbornness. And now they're becoming stubborn people too. And therefore they're going to continue the ignorant pattern. That's what it actually meant. So you're rejecting knowledge, saying, well, you know what? I heard everything he said. And you know what? 2 thumbs down to you, brother. 2 thumbs down to you. Well, 2 thumbs down to me. No problem. I don't really care. Whatever. But I promise you, for the wise woman, for the wise man who's hearing what I'm saying, you will avoid divorce court. And here's the strange thing about it. For some of you guys, you saying we ain't in no divorce. You don't see it coming yet. You don't see it coming. If you were to just do what I'm asking you to do, you don't know if that person has already been talking to a divorce lawyer. You don't even know it, because many times when divorce is taking place, the other person didn't even see it coming. They didn't. You can avoid it today just by saying, you know what, God, I'm going to humble myself and I want to apologize. Lord, help me to deal with me. Help me to stop blaming them. Help me to stop pointing my finger at them. Help me to show appreciation for them. And so, Lord, I'm going to take this step of faith and I'm just going to text them just like this dude said and see if it works. Because I don't know what's going on, but they're very distant. And could he be right? Could I have not been seeing it? And so you send them a text message. I love you and I appreciate you. And then you just do that. And on tomorrow, that person may have had a meeting with a divorce lawyer. And then they call that lawyer and say, you know what, why don't you hold up? I don't know, something strange just happened. Well, what happened? They just text me out of the blue and said they love me and appreciate me. So I don't know yet. Let me just hold on. Let's not go through this yet. All this is happening behind the scenes and you didn't even know it. But because of your obedience, God can fix your situation. I don't know why I'm feeling this about somebody. And I ain't no prophetic person. I ain't none of that kind of stuff. But I really feel in my spirit, you don't see it coming. And it's going to devastate you. And if you don't do what I'm asking you to do, you're going to feel the full brunt of this. And you're going to play this very video back and say, God gave me an opportunity. And because I didn't like that dude who gave the message, I told him 2 thumbs down to him because I didn't like the way he was laughing and his loud mouth and he's slapping his hands and this and that. So you disregarded the message because you didn't appreciate the mailbox man, the messenger. And you disregarded it, and then you get divorce papers next week. Stupid, ain't it? When all it takes is show appreciation. You don't need counseling. You need appreciation. You need to show I appreciate you and the other person do the same to you. Then you guys have an open conversation, not about the issues. Because here's when I used to do counseling, one of the first things I told them, they want to come in, well, we got a whole lot of issues. I say, I don't care. I want to talk about that. What? I don't want to talk about your issues. I said, how many counselors y'all been to? Well, we've been to X, Y, Z counselors. I said, what did y'all do when you was there? We talked about our issues. I said, do you see why I don't want to do it? It didn't work. It was a waste of time and money. I don't want to hear about your issues. That's the whole point. All y'all do is want to talk about your issues. You ain't talked about going on a date. You ain't talked about going on vacation. You ain't talked about being friends. You ain't talked about nothing but issues. No wonder both of y'all worn out. Why don't you talk about something else? I know that's strange, but I'm telling you, I've been in that counseling world. I'm telling you, it doesn't work much. If counseling works so well, then why we have the highest rate of divorces the world has ever seen? Because everybody wanted to talk about issues. Nobody wanted to talk about what I'm sharing with you. Humility. Text them and say, I apologize for offending. Whatever you need to say. Just two things. I love you and I appreciate you. That is the best counseling in the world. And what I want you guys to do me a favor, and I got to go. I'm 23 minutes late now. Dang it, fooling with y'all. Y'all owe me for this one, okay? So here's what I want you to do. If this was for you, and you do it first, don't email me right away. Email me midweek and kind of tell me how things went. Because this can be the start of turning around your relationship and your marriage. If this works out, and you do not just this first step, but when they come home, you continue to shut your mouth and just say, I love you and I appreciate you, no matter what. Leave them perplexed. They're going to be like, what is really going on around here? Healing, but they don't know it. This is the best counseling, and you're providing the counseling because you now realize, you know what, I am going overboard with this. Watch this. Let me say this and I'm going. So here's the deal. In the middle of this week, I want you to shoot me an email and let me know how it went. Okay? My email is theconflictsoflife@gmail.com. Just simply do this one step and then shoot me an email and let me know how it went. I'll be glad to read your emails too. theconflictsoflife@gmail.com. Just shoot a text message, say, you know what, I heard your program. I did what you said. I sent the text message today. And then I continue to do just that. I didn't talk much. I just showed them that I love them. See, because proof it's not in words. Proof is in action. So I continue to I didn't say much. And I just continued to just show them appreciation. I asked them, can I make you lunch? I asked them, can I get you breakfast? I made up the bed for them. Okay. I did XYZ for them. And I ain't say much the whole week. I just showed them how much I appreciated them. I want you to shoot me a message and let me know if your relationship turned around, okay? All right, I got to go. I'm well behind. I'm 25 minutes. Y'all owe me, okay? Love y'all. And me and Nancy be on tomorrow with a hot topic. Bye. DGU. Don't give up. All right, bye.